Joining us now from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation is Otie McKinley, their media and communications manager. Otie, thanks for being with us today.
Hello, Tyler. How you doing?
Doing all right. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. I am loving this weather, although it's a little rainy today. It's been a pretty fantastic fall so far.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it yesterday. I was driving around the Oakland County area after work a little bit, and just seeing some of the colors all around the community. It looked amazing, and it's been great. It's been cool, but not super cold outside. But rainy days last couple of days, and that's par for the course for the fall season. But also, it's a great time of the year to get ready. Just a couple more weeks left until Halloween season next weekend, or a couple weeks. Just after next weekend will be the Halloween season. So for people that want to get into the festivities now or throughout the rest of the month, what are some of your favorite places, some of your favorite spooky places in the state to visit this time of year?
Well, I mean, as we just kind of alluded to, fall is a spectacular time in Michigan.
Yeah.
And not only for charming apple orchards and cider activities and fall color tours, but it's a great time to travel with the family. It's a great time to explore Michigan's, historic cemeteries, ghost towns, and attractions across the state. It's this time of year always adds a little spooky or eerie to everything, and so there's just great opportunities across the state for a little ghost town experience or some historic attractions.
Yeah, some of those ghost towns include Freda and the Keweenaw Peninsula. That's a great location to go for some of these sort of ghost town experiences that work really well in this Halloween season with the fall of Michigan right around them.
Yeah, you're right. The Upper Peninsula as a whole, but certainly specific to the Keweenaw Peninsula, with the lumber and the copper industry booms, and then depressions or the busts. It left a lot of those towns vacant and abandoned. However, they still stand there. And so to be able to head to some of these areas, as you said, the Freda and the Keweenaw Peninsula, really is walking back in time, and do it in the afternoon, and as the sun is setting, it can get a little eerie as well.
Yeah, and one of the locations that's very similar to that with some of the iron background here in Michigan is Fayette Historical Town Site and the Garden Peninsula, also in the UP, another great location for that kind of experience with a little bit of a historic background. There's also some great moving experiences too. If you go into places like Traverse City, we recently had Mike Kent on from their tourism board to talk about some of their events coming up this season, not necessarily on the Halloween front, but they have some exciting haunted Traverse walking tours also happening in Traverse City. A great place to visit this time of the year, regardless of if you want a spooky experience or not. But this is a great one if you want to really get into the Halloween season.
It really is. And, again, sometimes ghost towns and historic opportunities kind of blend with one another. But on these walking tours in Traverse City, you get to experience some really great places. The Perry Hanna House, the City Opera House, the State Theater, just to name a few. But another area in Traverse City that, while it isn't haunted, it is actually turned into an incredible bustling area, the Village at Grand Traverse Commons. The history of that building, though, it was a state-run asylum. And when you walk through the walls, there is some spooky vibes, no doubt, in there. But if you want to get a really neat experience and an incredible meal while at the Village at Grand Traverse Commons, check out the Trattoria Stella's. It is incredible food, fine dining, but you are in a portion of the asylum that you kind of can imagine some of the things and stories that happened when it was not a trattoria. Very neat experience.
We're joined by Otie McKinley on today's edition of the Megacast. He is the media and communications manager for the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. Joining us on today's program, your trip begins at michigan.org for many of these experiences. Another great place people love to go during the Halloween season for some of those spooky experiences is to go to a place that many of the people start their haunting in the afterlife, and that is at the cemetery. Some of your favorite places in Michigan, what are those haunted cemeteries? Where should people be going if they're looking for one of those haunted cemetery experiences?
Well, I mean, any cemetery is spooky at night, right? Every little noise, you're swinging around. What was that? What was that? There are a number of cemeteries across the state that are both rich in history but also create a little eerie in the back of your neck. One, the Pierre Cheney Cemetery, which is near Roscommon. It's actually known for a witch that is buried there. Rumor has it that she was ostracized for causing an outbreak of a disease that swept through the town. So, again, history, lore, eeriness, ooh, spooky. But another one. This one, the Lost City of Damon.
Yeah.
That is near Rose City, which is just outside of West Branch. That name was actually coined by an author, James Oliver Curwood. But this too was an abandoned logging town. And the centerpiece of this abandoned town is its cemetery. You can I ask respectfully, tour the grave markers that go back to the early 1800s. Also, this particular place, if geocaching is your thing, this is there's a treasure hunt right up ready at the go at this cemetery.
More information can be found on different haunted experiences, fall experiences, and things you can do across the state all around the year at michigan.org. Michigan.org for more information on all these different things. And we've talked earlier about some of the great trails in northern Michigan, the northern lower peninsula in Traverse City on some of those trails. Another great haunted trail is the haunted M25 trail for those that want to travel in the lower peninsula, maybe not go so far north and just head into the Thumb. Tell us about that experience and what makes that so fun for this time of the year.
Well, again, I often talk about the Thumb area because it is often an overlooked area of the state.
It is.
But regardless of the time of the year, it is an incredible area. And again, in the fall, just historic road trips are something that area really offers. There's a number of lighthouses along the tour, some of Michigan's oldest. For example, up in Port Austin, the Point All Barks Lighthouse. Again, it is rumored to still be haunted by Catherine Shook. She is known as Michigan's first female lighthouse keeper. But again, wherever you're going across the state, as you said, your trip begins at michigan.org, and you can go there, do a little research, and be willing to think about a historical tour of different regions in the state that you may not be familiar with. It's an incredibly educational opportunity for children to experience and see what Michigan's history was. It is a rich and fabled history that might not get the attention that it deserves.
And of course, there's so many great things to do in the state of Michigan all throughout the fall season. For those that, they're seeing this time of year, it's getting cooler outside, it's getting rainier. We know that the Upper Peninsula just got hit with a ton of snow just yesterday and at the end of the weekend too, and even continuing on into today a little ways with the snow there. And that's coming here in the lower Michigan very soon. For those that want to get some of these great experiences in before those cold months come in, they don't like getting outside for the snow for some reason, what are some things that they can continue to do as the fall season's starting to come to a close in the next month or so?
Well, Michigan is really fortunate in the sense that how big the state is, from the upper west portion of the UP or up to the Copper Harbor area in the Keweenaw Peninsula down to southeast Michigan. It really affords people to experience those fall activities for a really long time. You're talking most of September and most of October. A lot of states don't have that window of fall to enjoy all of those things. And again, kids are in school, kids have sporting events on weekends. So, quick day trips are pretty doable from anywhere in the state to experience some of these historic areas, historic attractions. Thinking and talking about abandoned mining towns and lumber towns is incredible, but you can go to the Henry Ford and walk through Michigan's most notable history or industry as of late, the automotive industry.
Yeah.
And that's a great day trip. Certainly while you're in the area, check out Greenfield Village. It's like you're taking a step back in time with Model T running around all over the place. And just a really neat experience. You know, I often talk about some of the travels my wife and I have, and every year Greenfield Village is a must for us during the holiday season. It just really, really tugs at the heartstrings and draws on that emotional connection to the caroling and what the season means, and just a wonderful, wonderful time.
Yeah, so many great things to do here in the state of Michigan, all throughout the season and all 4 seasons that you get to experience here in the Great Lakes State. Otie, thanks so much for joining us.
Tyler, it's always a pleasure. Enjoy your fall, enjoy your weekend, and we'll chat soon, I hope.